My name is Randy L. Powell.
What's your step?
You don't want to know.
I'll tell you when it's my turn. Go ahead.
I was born in Brewton, Alabama.
No, you weren't.
I
Born
was,
in Evergreen.
I was born in Castorberry. I grew up in Brewton, Alabama. 16 miles from Atmore, Alabama. And I am the third oldest boy. And I was a baby for 8 years of the first 3 boys. And I came to California. I came to California when I was 18 years old. And I'm still leaving out a lot of stuff because that's for me to know and nobody else to know. Okay. I had a bad experience in Los Angeles. Some of you know what happened. Half of it I don't even remember what happened. Which is good news for me because it was a bad experience. But anyway, I'm here with my 3 brothers. There were 5 boys, including me. And this is a beautiful occasion because, as you can see, we all have on T-shirt, which is a gift from my youngest brother. That would be me. Larry Joseph, who I am 11 years older, whose boyhood name was Pinson-Neck.
Given to me by my brother Frank, by the way.
Given to him by the missing brother who passed on. And Larry, when he was a young sapling, used to put on my T-shirt.
Yes, I did.
That came down to his ankle. And he used to say, one day, I'm going to be able to wear this. And as you can see, he more than filled it out, but he surpassed that.
Yeah.
And this is my Mark Twain brother, Adam Clayton Powell. Singer. Unrelated to Adam Clayton Powell, the congressman, but who received quite a few calls
In his name.
in his name. And I don't know what else he didn't tell me about that name.
TMI.
But I think he might have reaped some of the benefits of having that name. But he would never admit to it. But we only know what he told us. And this is my oldest brother, Willie Edward Powell. I don't know where you got the name Edward from.
I can tell you where we got it from. Because our mother said, I asked her one. Our father is Willie Australia Powell. And my mother said, I wasn't naming my baby Australia. So Edward, we have there was an uncle somewhere in the family that was named Edward. Okay, Edward. Yeah.
That's right, Uncle Edward.
Willie, why don't you tell us who you are?
Yes,
Your date of birth, Randy,
I'm Willie Edward Powell. I'm the first son born to Willie and Mattie Powell, Hinton. My sisters, I had 3 sisters before me. We had Ethel May, Dot, and Lois, and they were glad, they were rejoiced to see a male person
being born in the Powell generation. We first came to be known in Canterbury, Alabama. We moved from Canterbury, Alabama in 1939. We moved to what they call the Blueberry Farm and stayed there about a year. Then we moved to the West End. We stayed there about a year. Then my father built a house in what they call Lincoln Park. And at this time, I had 4 brothers and 3 sisters. Four, yeah, is that right, Larry? And 4 brothers and 3 sisters, 4 brothers and 5 sisters.
5 brothers and 4 sisters.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And we all loved each other. We cared for each other. We didn't have the things and advantages. We weren't blessed as well as we are today. We can thank God. But we did make it. We know how we made do with what we had. And we knew that. So then, after May got married, and Dot got married, then Aunt and Lois got married, then I got married.
All of our children got married. Frank never
Oh, yeah.
got married.
No, Frank never got married.
Because
That we know of.
No, we know. I tell you why. Because Frank said when he ate, his whole family ate.
That's right. Typical Frank.
And he said that a singer guy could always find a meal. But if you come with a couple of snotty-nosed kids, you're going to have a hell of a time trying to find some food. So he figured it was in his best interest to remain single.
Clay, introduce yourself. Tell us.
Adam Clayton Powell, DOB 62446. I'm the 7th of 9 children. I'm the 4th oldest boy. I was born in Brewton and raised in Alabama. Some people say I ain't been raised yet, but I was born in Brewton and raised in Alabama. We didn't know we were poor. We were poor. Some people say we were poor, but we were poor. But we never went to bed hungry. And I will say, if anything we had plenty of was love. And to my knowledge, I never, especially considering a big family, I never saw any of my sisters and brothers, some of the others might have, never saw my sisters and brothers fight each other. Like in some families. Somebody else I can verify otherwise I see it, but and we were blessed with 2 parents that could read and write, but literate. I know some parents, some of my friends, neither one of their parents. Did you tell them we making a move over here? Somebody tell him, please. Get him off the set. And I say, one thing about it, we always loved each other. And we grew up in the age of hand-me-down clothes. Hand-me-down clothes and rummage sales. We appreciated, I did anyway, a used pair of shoes just as much as a new pair of shoes. And I can say, one thing I can say, the Powell had plenty of, and that's love, which you don't see a lot. We respected our parents respected us. Now, I don't ever remember our mother our father saying the word, I love you. But we knew we were loved by what he did. You know, say, love is what love does. And they,
Can I use that?
you can do it. You got my permission.
Okay.
You copyrighted now. We too much time.
All right. Okay. Well, we can go back to each other. My name is Larry J. Powell. J can stand for Joseph or Joe. The birth certificate says Joe. I was born June 14th, 1950. My brother Adam was born June 24th, 1946. We used to have birthday parties together when we had birthday parties. I grew up in Bruton like my brothers did. And as I said before we started rolling, these were my role models. These were my mentors. The town that I grew up in, of course, I was a Powell. My brothers and sisters were the smartest people in the school, and everybody expected me to be that smart. And I wasn't. I worked for what I got. I mean, I have 3 degrees. By the way, the Bearcats, Cincinnati Bearcats, are playing Friday against Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Well, them cats gonna run all over.
Roll Tide.
But one of the things, I'm a big reader. Clayton talked about mothers and fathers reading to us. Mama used to read a book called Whitefoot the Wood Mouse. She'd come in there before I could read. I remember her read. You don't remember that. You say you don't. Mm-hmm. But it instilled in me. I couldn't wait to learn how to read. And Mama used to read when we'd get greeting cards or whatever. She'd often comment that, "Oh, that card is so beautiful." And my appreciation for poetry and reading came from that. Like my brothers, all of them here, not so much Clayton, but one of the books that I finished reading was by Isabel Wilkerson. It's called The Warmth of Other Suns. And what she says, what she does in that book is track the migration from the South, from families who went to Chicago, who went north, as well as those who went to California. What Randy didn't tell you is that our migration as boys, men in the family, went through Cincinnati, Ohio. Randy spent a few months in Cincinnati, and then he went to California. Willie was in the service, and he ended up in California. They came out, correct me if I'm wrong, the connection was with our sister Dorothy. Dot and Pat lived in California. And
I spent about a year in Cincinnati.
yeah, I know. You spent a year in Cincinnati. I spent 30.
I had a letter from President.
Yeah, 52 years in Cincinnati. And I heard you guys talking about college deferments. Well, I had a 2S for a while, and then I lost it, and they went to the lottery. Well, my lottery number was in the 300, so
Mine was too.
I didn't have to.
Too late for me.
Yeah, too late. But the brotherhood, the love that they talk about, and families not fighting. I spent 38 years as a policeman in the city of Cincinnati. I rose to the rank of lieutenant. Should have been a captain, but that's a different story. But one of the hardest things that for me, when I would make radio runs, was to see family members fighting with each other. Now, some folks call fighting arguments, and some call fighting physical. That's what I thought a fight was. They said, "Oh, they were fighting. That's who got hit." Oh, no. But that bothered me more than some of the accidents, some of the homicides that I saw, because I didn't know nothing about. You didn't fight your mother and your father. And I'll say this, and I won't get into too many homicide stories. I spent 4 years as a homicide investigator. But one of the cases I had was a guy stabbed his mother in the heart.
Oh, boy.
Over a pack of cigarettes. She wouldn't give him cigarette money. I mean, I got to go in there, investigate. Got to sit across from this guy. Why don't you kill your mother? Oh, yeah, we got into it, blah, blah, blah. But those kind of things bothered me. And they say a child, you develop so many things in the first 5-6 years of your life, in those values and those kind of things. Yeah. So those were the kind of things that I took. They set my brothers and my sisters set the tone for what you were supposed to be. You were a Powell. Powells was expected to carry themselves in a certain way.
Non-violent.
Yes. And I kind of broke the mold a little bit because when I came along, I wasn't bad, but I started doing a little rebellious stuff. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Got kicked out of school my senior year for 5 days, but other than that,
You wasn't the chosen one.
yeah, but it's all good. Now, my brother Randy, he's right. He's a coordinator. He's the organizer. It was his idea, his brainchild, that hey, we need to get together. I decided for this gathering that I wanted to do something special, and I wanted to create a T-shirt. And what we have on now is that brainchild. I had a couple different designs, but what I ended up with was our mother and father, Mattie Henson, and her marriage to Willie Powell, and we are the result. What you see here, and I did this purposely, is that those names of our siblings who are in black are no longer with us. I didn't put their death dates on there, but I did put their birth dates on there as best as I could remember. And the picture below, I was going to select a picture of a sibling, but I selected a picture of our grandpapa. We call him grandpapa, and our uncles at that time. And Randy, one of you all help me out. I know that's Uncle Bill. Clay, you probably know the names.
Uncle Bubba.
Uncle Bubba, Uncle Whit. We had all these nicknames for our uncle. We didn't know the real name probably until they died.
Tootsie.
Tootsie.
His name was Silas.
Silas, didn't that? But our uncles, again, I came from that family where you looked up to your uncles.
And Uncle Ely.
And Uncle Ely. Now, we don't know a whole lot about our grandpapa, but what we do know that was whispered was that his father was white. It doesn't take a genius to take a genealogist to look at his facial features to see that, he probably was.
Indian in it too.
Yeah, here's some Indian. And Randy said we had Indian in him. He said it was Blackfoot. No, we ain't Blackfoot.
Well, Granddad, we might got a little thinner when it got to us, but we got some Indian in us too.
Yeah, but that was that history from Alabama and L.A., as we called it, Lower Alabama, from where we came from. But as far as I know, there were 9 of us, and I believe 8 of us had high school diplomas, and probably 5 or 6, I tried to do the numbers, had some college, and a few of us had college degrees, and a few of us had advanced college degrees.
I can run the list down to you. Dot had a bachelor's. I have a double master's. You have a double master's.
I don't have a bachelor's degree, but I've been from college though.
He was not just some college. He was a quarter away from, a couple of quarters away from complete.
You ain't got to put all that on.
All right.
Tell her how close you came.
TMI.
Yeah. But the message here is that education was stressed. And one of the things in Alabama, in our house, you were supposed to speak proper English, not the accent, but putting verbs and nouns and stuff together was expected. You didn't come in there with a whole lot of slang. And our mother, when there was a new baby, she didn't believe in talking baby talk to him either. Wah, what's that? No, it's water. It's not wah. The boy grew up stupid. You don't know the difference. But those are the kind of, and Mama had, 6th grade? 7th? And I think Daddy may have had a little more than her.
Not less. We both can read.
Well, okay. Yeah.
I want to say this too. We were taught to be well disciplined, well behaved.
Now I tell you what, if I thought I was in trouble, I just might wait for the police to take me and look at my mama's face. Because I knew what was coming and I didn't want to embarrass her. My daddy was proud to say his children never seen inside of a jail. That's really amazing feat when you consider you had 9 children and 5 of them boys.
Right.
Now, I ain't saying all of us was pillar of the community and everything, but we knew there was right and wrong.
That's right.
And we grew up with some thugs. There was some early gangbangers around there now before you know what a gangbanger was now. But we know if you weren't yours, you left it alone. You know,
Let me tell you something, how deep that was about disappointing our parents. Now, one time, about 16, I was hanging out with some guys and they were drinking some adult beverages, you know. But my daddy had told me, my daddy had an old Ford station wagon. I used to get in arguments with my buddies about it because they said, oh, they called it the Green Hornet. It was green. They said that, yes, it was about, and I would say, no, it was a flower wagon.
The whole body.
They said, no. But I had the car, so everybody, Daddy told me, had a tail light out. He said, Larry, don't go into East Bruton. Don't drive that car in East Bruton at night. I'm driving in East Bruton, getting the gas off, as they say, get stopped by the police in Alabama, in East Bruton. And the policeman tells me, he says, first of all, he says, young man, have you been drinking? And of course, I said, oh, I haven't been drinking that much, sir. And I come to find out as a policeman, it's always only 2 beers. I've only had 2 beers. Yeah. They're going to drink 6-pack. How much you had to drink? 2 beers. Anyhow, he says, look, he said, you got a tail light here. He said, I'm not going to tag you, but you need to get that fixed. And you don't need to be drinking and driving. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. So I go home. I know it's late. I didn't have to tell Daddy that. But I go in and I tell him, I said, Daddy, I got to stop. What did I tell you? You laughed. I said, I know. Now, here's a term.
People hold it back.
No, here's a term. Now, I never remember corporal punishment from my father. Mama didn't spare her, though. You had to go and get that switch and don't come back there with that little bitty switch. But my father could draw tears. He called that tongue lashing. And when you talk about disappointment, you didn't want to disappoint them. You know, I was a Powell.
But he tried so hard to raise you.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you a quick history of my migration. I talked about Isabella. My migration, I came to Cincinnati at 16 years old. I spent the summer here, in the summer of 67. I stayed with my brother Willie in Santa Ana, California. Man, I love Santa Ana. I wanted to stay. But then my sister Lois visited that same summer, and from Santa Ana, we drove up to Vallejo. Pepper Drive. Where's Pepper Drive from here? Which direction?
Going toward
I remember talking about
Vallejo.
Greenwood.
Yeah, Doc lived in Vallejo. Yeah, I know. Doc lived on Pepper Drive. I remember that.
Greenwood.
328 Pepper Drive.
And then we went over to see Frank, and I think he was in Berkeley somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's when I really fell in love with California. And I said, I want to stay here. Mama said, no, I just passed to the 12th grade. She said, you need to come back here and finish, and then decide. Well, as fate would have it, I finished, graduated, and I ended up migrating to Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. I lived with Lois. Lois, the plan was for me to go to Kentucky State. She was going to help me go to Kentucky State. When I get there, she says, got to change the plan. I'm pregnant. My last job, well, at that time would have been her last job. So I stayed, ended up getting a job at the post office, left the post office, and started working for the Cincinnati Police Department. And married, had a daughter with that union. And the rest is history. But how can I say that?
You don't stay in Cincinnati.
I stayed in Cincinnati.
I know, but he left.
And you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He just only get a cup of coffee.
And he went wherever he went, you know what I'm saying? He went to California.
That's great.
And I stayed after the president sent me that letter requesting my presence.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to take no RSVP either. He said, I need you, son.
Yeah.
And he got me. I didn't go to Vietnam. People used to ask me, say, you say, tell you want to go, they think you're crazy. And you won't go. I said, no. My looking at that good. I ain't taking that chance. I said, I ain't going to refuse to go. But I be sure I ain't going to volunteer to go. And I ain't going to Canada. But they say you got to go. Well, I'm going to go. But you know.
Well, tell them about officers candidate school. He was so smart. I'll let him tell you.
Well, I went there, boy.
He smarted out, you know, enlisted. I guess enlisted man. And I guess they only take a few because the road to officers candidate school is usually through college, right?
That's right.
ROTC.
Yeah, I ain't
gonna he's a military man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he was.
Well, college graduate most of the time.
Yeah. So what did I say about
Well, I get to the 10.
it? He was smart enough to.
They work out you will, but
Did you go for which one? Which OCR?
engineer.
Oh, engineer. Okay.
Belleville, Virginia.
You didn't like it?
No, that's for another show.
No, but speaking of the military, and there are pictures with my brother Willie. I got a couple of pictures of him. One, it looks like he's holding up a bazooka, and then there's one. I think you were on the ship, and I don't know. I may be getting them mixed up, but I do remember that there was one with you with this big gun on your shoulder. I got that right?
Yeah, you were right. The 345 rocket launcher, that's what it was. Yeah. It's near as I can remember.
They ain't call it bazookas then, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
You put them on your shoulder.
Yeah, they had a little short. Hey, you said one by that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, one.
Well, they modified
Hey, one on that tripod there.
Really tell them about the candidate.
Oh, really?
No, you.
Oh, I'm finished with that.
Okay, here's one of the things that I was hoping when I heard we were going to get together.
Hey, what?
Is that we would tell some of our favorite daddy
Story.
slogans, stories,
Okay.
and whatever. One of the things that he would always say that resonated with me was, if the dog bites you the first time,
It's the dog's fault.
and if he bites you the second time,
It's your fault.
He says it all the time.
oh, does
He
he?
says it all the time.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you one after you tell me that by work. I can't make you love it. I'm sure I do it. I can't make you love it. And he had a story about every cheering for it. He said, now LeVon, the girl running after LeVon. He was LeVon then, now he got to be running after he got to California.
All right, we know that.
Okay, then. He said, Frank, was coming. Now, Brother Frank was so smart. Mind that. He had a time like he loved coming, but they want more about nickel in. He had a timer on his safe, had a little safe. Had a little old spool. You want thread come on the spool? That was the little handle for the door. Here's it on there. And here that thing timed to where by the time we got off from school, he would move up there. Now, I looked at my friend because he may be, if not, one of the most talented people I've ever seen. I ain't saying because he's my brother. Man can speak 4 or 5 languages. He's a comedian, he's a musician. He played the guitar, he played the bongos. He could sing. He was actually able to comic. He was everything but a lover of hard work. He did not like to sweat. He did not like to sweat. He got to agree with work. He leaves him alone, he leaves it alone. Am I right? Am I right, y'all?
Oh,
That's right. Amen.
Hey, man.
And he didn't like to pick no cotton either.
Oh, no.
Willie, tell us your dad's memory. Now tell us, first of all, when you came to California, you stayed with Dad. Now, is that right? Did you stay?
Oh, yeah, we stayed together.
Okay. Now, here, before we go any further, we call him Daddy. When he got to California, he's called Pop.
Right.
And you was which one of y'all laid that on? Pop.
With the knob, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
But
Yeah,
really,
we stayed in Robin's little outhouse. He had one in the back. Yeah, yeah.
Call everybody Pop.
so
Everybody that could come to California, Daddy and Nobby had to school and tell them all about everything that goes on to make sure that they act the way he wanted it. He had to teach everybody not to bear upon.
oh yeah.
Disneyland. Yeah. Everybody had to go. So at that time, it wasn't no parking at all at Not Bear Farm. You could pull up anywhere you want to pull. You know. And I love my daddy. I loved him dearly.
He loved you too.
Yeah, he was, well, because I did everything. I didn't do everything he would like for me to do, but I did most of the things that was feasible
But
and
you was
possible.
more like it. That's why you was
Yeah,
You were more
yeah.
like him.
why you was his favorite child. Be for real about it now.
Sure.
Cause you work that's like him, you know. Not just because you were named after him, but be for real. Let's keep it real now.
Yeah, I did. Most of the things that he wanted done, I would do them. He would ask me rather than Frank, because Frank would think of an excuse to keep him doing it.
And then you were more versatile than him for doing things too now. Let's be for real about it now.
Yeah.
Some things Frank could do and wouldn't do.
Amen.
You know, let's be for real about it now.
Let me say this. Look, he used to talk to me. He would say, I'm going to teach you how to work. Now, the work that we would be doing then, with whether it was cutting down trees, remodeling house, putting the roof on them, or working out in the field. And I would always say, I ain't been doing this work all my life. No, but now I know that work ethic. He said, if you tell somebody you're going to be someplace, your word is your bond. That was so those are the kind of guiding principles.
But I tell you something else about it now. His own wife should tell him when it comes to money, you better watch it. Better watch it. And we have a job to do. The man gonna pay us so much money.
Oh well.
Me and Larry were just about to figure out what we should get. But then we figure out about what we gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like the time about them bricks.
I remember them bricks.
They built a new school. They'll haul the bricks off, but they didn't know what that the brick was. Had them old lot down there, next to where the bright live. We gonna chip the brick, get off. I think it was something like $2 a piece. Well, come to find out we got ready to sell them. Then he would let us drive. When the man gave me a check, we don't want to see the check now. So he jumped out the car, said, you go park the car. I ain't gonna see the check, you know. So he gave me Larry out money. We thought we gonna get more than this. Well, y'all should get paid for the bricks. I never get, but see, he said we gonna split all the money. I think he said 3 ways. You had them little boys out there high. We beat them.
Oh yeah.
Remember
Hey, I had a crew when I was about 13 or 14.
Them little cheetah boys and somebody else.
Oh yeah.
But he said when we thought like I said, a lot of one time we moved the man's house.
Oh, we were gonna throw that man off the roof because he was coming up saying he didn't have the money. And we were working out. I said, look, let's get him up here. He was scared of heights. I remember having that conversation with him.
Jinky was a jinky.
Yeah, so let's get him up on the roof and make him go out.
I'll see you Friday. Go blind on Thursday. Who hear that mess, man? You guys hear me? You care.
That's some salmon over there. Bad he was though.
We still love him. He loved us too.
So good right now.
Larry, do you remember that time when Dad told me, said, I want you to watch that baby? Yeah, you kept going back and forth on the front porch. Then you fell off. You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I do remember. I've been swimming since I was about 6 years old. He taught me how to swim, and the reason I learned how to swim was because I drowned in the creek. Now, I didn't know that drowning meant that you was dead. We were swimming in the creek, and Clayton here and some of his friends were jumping off what we call a pump house. It was deeper there. My friends and I, we couldn't swim, but I looked at the other group, and I said, "Hey, let's go over there." So the current caught me, and I looked around. My buddies, they back there on the banks, and I started going down. I remember drinking that water. Help! Oh, help! And Willie grabbed me, saved me, pumped water. I remember getting water pumped out. He said, "You gonna learn how to swim today." And they said, "Don't tell Mama. We'll never be able to go to swim again." And it was a couple years later.
Long time after that, before you finally
Oh,
found out.
yeah. We sitting out there, and I said, "Y'all remember that time I drowned?" And he said, "Boy, you didn't drown." And Mama said, "What? What happened?" But yeah, people ask me, "Oh, you swim?" "Yeah, I know how to swim. My brother taught me how to swim when I was 6 years
But let me
old."
tell them about the hook. Now, I thought my version was different from your version.
No, this is the version. Willie saved me again. Well, he was instrumental in it a little bit. My daddy used to work at a butcher's, slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Randy, I saw him, I was real little, I saw him take a sledgehammer and just knock the F out of a cow. When he walked through there, hit him up there, knocked him the F out. But when they would hang this beef or
Sound beef.
up,
Big old hook was on like an ankle.
Had a rail that go all the way around, a rail at the top.
And a hole through the end of the hook.
yeah. So somehow Daddy bought one of those home. My brother here had the big idea and said, "Hey, let's put a rope on it through the hole. We're going to sling it over this Johnnyberry tree, and the little kids, we'll pull them up on it." So they
let them down.
pull them up and let them down. So they pulled me up, and I dropped. I turned it loose, and I thought it was so funny. And they told me, don't let go. So the next time they pulled me up, and I got the hook under my neck like this. And it's still there.
Oh, you still got that spot there.
I still got the scar. So when I let loose,
See the white meat.
it grabbed my neck, and you can see the white meat. When I hit the ground, all them kids that were there took off running. And I ran in the house. I remember grabbing the towel off of the nail, and it was full of blood. So they stitched me up. Old Doc Holly, he later got busted for dealing pills.
Overprescribing people.
Yeah, but he told me, he said, "If you don't stop crying, I'm going to cut you with these scissors." I said, "Yes, sir." But I had another near-death experience before I was 12 years old. But I remember,
He took hook all Harry about that field, remember?
yeah.
Let me tell you something about your brother. You know where I learned how to swim? You remember
Granny Pond.
Let me tell you what happened. He throws me in the damn pool with all them water moccasins and tells me, "Dog know how to swim." She didn't know what to teach them. And got all them damn water moccasins.
We had sent us to be scared. Man.
And he done took the rake and pulled all the moss back. The water moccasins, you can see them,
Yeah.
Dogs know how to swim. Didn't nobody teach them.
You say, the dog was born on how to
He said,
swim.
"You gonna learn how to swim today."
Natural.
And swim I did. That's how I learned how to swim.
We just swim in a small part, the pond was kind of big,
Right.
Water moccasins, we get snake name. That's what was over there, that's what's over there. We had sent us to be scared, man. Could have got bit 100 times.
And them, they had a bite that held.
Yeah.
Worse than a rattlesnake.
And we went there instead of going, we go to the creek, And them days, they had a white folk had a pool, but we could go to the pool. They'd be able to prove us about the early 60s, remember? It was at the high school then, one of the middle school then. So,
You remember, the swimming pool over West End? I mean, the creek over
yeah, I
West
remember
End.
Creek West.
I used
Same
to,
Creek went out of town.
I used to cliff dive
Okay.
off that cliff.
Oh, Burtcombe Creek.
That was over,
I know.
but I used to cliff dive and, man, I remember I went down to Florida. The water got so black I couldn't see.
Mm.
And you know, that was just what the time when that movie, the Black Lagoon came out.
Yeah.
Yes. I jumped my ass so far up, man. I said, oh no. That ended my days to cliff diving.
Yeah, we met somewhere downtown. So Burley Creek was the creek we used to go to all the time. That's where you almost
Yeah.
got your water over. You know, they meet downtown somewhere, then they go down there behind a container.
Was it close to the Apple Hole?
Have over down there on East Street, I think.
You remember Apple Hole?
What happened?
I don't remember.
Little catfish. You know, catfish love waste material, you know. That's what they call the happy hole. Well, where they call it? Oh, I got them songs up. Oh, you got them on the happy hole.
Fishing Billy.
Right.
They say that's where F.C. Cheatham used to get his fish coming by selling fish. They said he used to get his from a happy hole.
I'm gonna eat stale fish.
All I know is Fishing Billy had the biggest fish in town.
I don't know. Fishing Billy. He hit it, bro.
Huh?
Fishing Billy.
Yeah, he used to give them himself.
Fishing Billy.
Billy, they was there. Billy, where you get these fish from? The happy hole. Fishing Billy.
They had everything to crack.
What you say now?
They had the fish that Fishing Billy used to get had a hippie dang of crap.
Oh yeah, well you know catfish. Some people buy catfish for aquarium. Like a scavenger.
Yeah, that's what they
They
are.
have-
Bottle feed.
You have to have people the aquarium clean, you know. You can buy a little small box, you can buy some of them on the neck, you know. Mm-hmm. Well, producer,
All right. Well, we got any final closing comments for this
Gentleman,
segment?
you did well. You be proud of yourself. The check won't be in the mail. The check will be in the mail. Check won't go. Look what the mail was. You love your uncle. Your father too. Your granddad.
You know your uncle, you crazy.
All right, family, brothers.
Wait, did you guys all have the same mom?
Yes.
What about some memories of your mom?
Yeah. Lois would love you. You don't say nothing about the girls.
That'll be in the next day.
Yeah, no. Our mother was Mary Louise Henson Powell. And her father, as we see here, this is her father, Randolph.
Real Kitchen.
Mama was, it goes without saying, we came from a family of love. It took them both to make us. Mama, a couple things that stand out of her. Our mother didn't get her driver's license, and when I figured she had to be in her 40s by then, right?
Or later.
Yeah.
She didn't have no driver's license when I was at home.
I know. I was there when she took the test a couple of times. But she was a domestic. She
A cook.
a cook. She worked at the school as a cook. She used to substitute cook when one of the main cooks didn't come in. But she would always have something to eat. This time of year, the holidays, especially Christmas, she and Ethel May, that's our oldest sister.
They were so close.
Yeah,
15 years apart.
they would spend a few days before the holiday. Sometimes we're going to think about it. We shelling pecans and getting them ready for that German chocolate cake,
Peanut potatoes, a sweet potato pie.
sweet potato pie, That would be the event. I would sometimes come in complaining about I was hungry. And she said, "You ain't hungry. You just want something to eat." I said, "I am hungry." No. If you were hungry, you would know. Yeah, that's a difference. But I said it earlier, but my love of reading started with her.
Me too.
Yeah.
They didn't even get a paper till I was born.
Let me tell you something.
Just put it on the floor. Put it
He
on the
can
floor.
never remember when he wasn't reading. We used to get, Mama used to get the weekly paper just because of him. And he would take the paper, spread it all out on the front porch and read it from cover to cover twice. And I asked him, I said, "Clay, how did you learn how to read?" He said, "I don't remember when I couldn't read."
You know, we had no Alabama Journal came in the afternoon.
Now him, I don't know that much about because he was only 8 when I left home. But what I do know about it is what I heard. He was a bad actor, like he said. Always giving it. He was defiant.
I was. I'll admit it.
And see, as far as I know, to the guy down the Larry, you know, your older ones, including myself, but I'm older than him. Before when they were in school, never drank, you know, alcohol, and never smoked. Now they used to make this stuff, well, they ain't make it, they do something called rabbit tobacco. Y'all might remember. You remember rabbit tobacco?
Well, yeah, you know I remember that.
Rubbing back a fresh good into
Corn
marijuana.
chill. You smoke corn. You smoke cotton out of the match. Didn't have no money to buy no cigarette.
But I remember that rabbit tobacco, little gray stuff,
Yeah.
and you roll up in a old paper bag or something.
Whatever you go find.
Sometimes you wouldn't have nothing but that brown bag.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We thought we were doing something then.
Nobody asked us about our mother. Give us some mother stories.
As far as I'm concerned, yeah, I might be being biased. As far as I'm concerned, I said we, I said I. And the best mother in the world. Cause she was, and that's my old time. She's my best friend forever. I could talk to her about anything. I had to work by her saying, telling somebody what I said. I felt confident in talking to her. And anything, you know, you needed something, I don't care whether she at the bar or whatever, she gonna get it for you. You know, one expensive then, you know, these children nowadays, they walk out during the morning. Well, I need $10 a day. Why you tell me yesterday? But in them days, because I never forget, it hurt me when I think about it. I was in elementary. We watched junior high, one book of tea then. And I think the lunchroom was 20 cents a day. The recess had a little milk, like 3 cents or 2 or 3 cents. But Dad wasn't sending the money home. I think he was maybe in California. He didn't send money home with her. And she gave me a note. I was so embarrassed. Give it to Fisher. To let me eat in the lunchroom for a week or 2. We talking about $2 now. You know what I'm saying? But that was some money for me.
Oh yeah, that was big money.
That was $20. We didn't have any money.
Yeah, big
And
money.
I gave that, and I finally gave him a note. And they let me, but she paid him, you know what I'm saying? But you know, that's that story she was. And then when she worked, it's something I didn't think about it later on. And all them years, she was substitute at the white school. Instead of hiring folk. For some reason, she never did get a regular job over there. Well, man, I think it was a little inside job, remember? Her daughter, Bella got a job there. And Lucy next door got a job there. Mom just working nobody else. Then she got full time at the mama, you know. But everybody, now, she would always bring some home. Now, mind it, both public schools in the city, but Miller had different menu. you know. And like I said, you had the little. I remember y'all two might remember when you had the milk in a little glass jar. One of those plastic carton in, and for look, like I say, you had all kind of stuff at the what is that like integration? You know, segregation. The white school was abolition. We could let the money had to let it open up the window. You know what I'm saying?
One of the things that I remember, I don't know if you guys know what a flutophone is. You know what a flutophone is? Flutophone. It was a little plastic flute that you played. You had enough holes on it. Yeah, well, at my school, they were going to start in the music class. Well, they started the first time music class, and they wanted the students to buy a flutophone, and the flutophone at that time cost $1. And I remember my mama I wanted one, and she said we didn't have $1. And I remember the look and the impression that she had, and she couldn't give me $1 for a flutophone.
What that was? Sure had to play a flute or something? You know how to play flute on it?
Yeah, well, the flutophone itself was a little instrument, and you learn how to play the musical notes, scales on it, and they had a concert.
Guys, I don't want to disturb you. I just got on my phone. John Madden died today. He's 85.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
John Madden.
Yeah, coach for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Broadcaster.
He's been coach for the Raiders.
Yeah.
And I remember when he played.
Yeah.
He played too.
Yeah.
I just thought they get ready to do a special on him.
Who's that wrong? They do it too.
No, that was like the they call like the recorders.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how they start you on. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, twinkle, twinkle, little star and stuff.
Right. That's it.
The man used to go to high played.
Yeah, he was the coach for the Raiders so many years.
Yeah.
After he retired from playing.
Who he play for?
He for the Raiders.
He played for. I know he coached the Raiders.
Oh, he played for him too.
He played for the Raiders too.
I remember playing for the Raiders.
He didn't before he became coach.
They even bought him a custom motorhome.
Yeah. At one time, was the black guy.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's the end.
Yeah, that's it. It's a wrap, brother.